Hey guys, my name is Miska and welcome to Overwatch Central. In today's video we're gonna be covering some PTR changes that we've gotten some very interesting details around that I really want to talk about, especially following up from previous videos and such, as well as some other news that you may have missed. So let's get started. First off, the PTR changes, because man, these are important and extremely interesting, so let's just get straight to it. Jeff Goodman posted the following on the forums regarding upcoming PTR changes, and first on the list was of course Brigitte. Brigitte, shield bash damage reduced from 50 to 5, and Brigitte Inspire passive, the heal passive when she hits things, cooldown reduced from 1.5 second to 1 second, duration increased from 5 seconds to 6 seconds, and total healing increased from 80 to 100. Alright, so there's quite a lot to talk about there, because that's a pretty major change of the character. Before we get started on some community opinions on that and just sort of my take on it, let's get to Doomfist. Doomfist Seismic Slam, victims no longer lose air control while being pulled in. Meteor Strike, inner ring damage radius increased from 1.5 meters to 2 meters. This is the center circle that Meteor Strike deals its full 300 damage in. Max damage outside of inner ring decreased from 300 to 200. This is the ring where the damage fall off happens, which still reduces the damage down to 15 at max range. So pretty interesting. Means that if you're just outside the center, you already take 100 less damage, but if you're a little bit further out from that, you might actually just live even if you are 200 HP Ana. So yeah, gonna be interesting to try that out and see how that feels. But let's talk about Brigitte. And I'm gonna try to keep this as brief as possible because I want to fit quite a lot of different opinions into this. So first off, shield bash, damage reduced from 50 to 5. That's a pretty huge damage nerf. Now, why are Blizzard doing this? Well, because shield bash is not supposed to be as high value as it has been in their eyes, it seems. In the dev notes you can see that reducing shield bash's damage reduces her total stun combo damage potential while still allowing whip shot and her basic melee attack to retain their full strength. Brigitte is a hybrid tank healer, and lately we've been reducing her effectiveness by reducing the power of her non-healing functionality. So pretty much exactly that. What this also reminds me a lot of is of course McCree's stun. It deals I think 25 damage, so a little bit more than Brigitte's shield bash now, but it still is there for being a stun and being used as that, catching people out and killing them with other damage. It's not supposed to be as ridiculously high value as it has been. Moving on from that as well though, now that we're kind of removing that combo from Brigitte and we're upping the healing quite a lot with this Inspire buff, totaling the healing from 80 to 100 is a pretty big deal honestly, especially with how often Inspire actually goes off. Blizzard says, but we want to make sure she still is a viable pick, so we're increasing the uptime of her Inspire passive to help increase her overall healing output. And that's good in the way that, you know, she is a support. She's supposed to be able to heal a little bit more than she has been. But what this does is that it actually makes the character quite a lot more tanky in a way. And not even necessarily just for herself, but providing more healing for her entire team. If you have 5 teammates that all need that 20 extra healing, then that's another 100 extra healing you're healing from just this buff alone. And with the cooldown reduced as well on that, that means that you can quite easily pump out a lot of sustain for your team, which, as Elk on Twitter as well pointed out, actually buffs Goats comp in a way. Elk tweeted, sees Brig Nerf on PTR, Pog less Goats, scrims and realizes it's a buff, fuck. And it's kinda true. This does actually help Brigitte in terms of being in a Goats comp and being run in that scenario. I'm not sure if Blizzard actually thought about that, because this seems kinda sudden. Either way, I'm really liking the sort of direction that they're taking and just testing these things out at the very least, putting them on the PTR and seeing if they want to have it in the game or not. But yeah, I'm not sure if that shield bash nerf is actually that ridiculous of a nerf compared to the buff she gets on Inspire there. And if you talk about Overwatch as a whole, sustain and long team fights where people basically just don't die at all, with support ultimate and other things here and there essentially making people invulnerable unless you've got a perfect ult combo, this might result in quite a lot of frustration still. So it's hard to say if this really is gonna end up being a good thing overall or a bad thing, but I'm very interested in seeing how it goes. I would love to hear your thoughts as well. And speaking of this type of conversation, Seagull actually made a great video on the state of the game and just talking about Overwatch as a whole, why he's felt burned out and felt very frustrated around certain aspects of the game, definitely do check that out. Seagull's been a great voice in the community for a long time, and this video is just really solid and really just hits the nail on its head. So yeah, just go watch that great video. But feel free to discuss the Brigitte nerf here, state of the game on his channel, whatever you want to do. I just want to kind of spark some more discussion. On top of that, a couple of things I thought I'd mention real quick. Ryan was actually on the Omen esports report last night. It's kind of like an Omen esports show going over a bunch of different things, but also has just some fun different segments of playing games and such. So you can check that out in the description if you are interested. And speaking of our sponsors, we are still doing that giveaway with HyperX with those keyboards. If you want to check that out, that's also going to be in the description. Just kind of a reminder that it's going to run until about the end of the month. So yeah, go check that out. You can get yourself a nice keyboard. But that is everything for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Just leave a thumbs up if you did, and well, I guess a thumbs down if you didn't. Anyway, that's it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.